Bernard Hickey for the Kaka. This is a little video and a podcast I do that goes out with my email newsletter called the Kaka, all about Aotearoa's political economy around housing, climate and poverty. So the 6 things to know at 6 a.m. on Friday the 6th of March start, and I'll just put the presentation up here, start with a bit of a poll shock for Christopher Luxon, who we've discovered is down to 28%, or at least National are down to 28% in a Curia poll, which is due to come out today. That's from over 31% in the same Curia Taxpayers Union poll a month ago, and there's fresh speculation about his leadership. So we'll keep an eye on that this morning. Elsewhere, overnight, jet fuel prices in so there's the numbers for the Curia poll. So jet fuel prices in Europe have risen by more than 12% overnight and are up from $800 a tonne to nearly $1,300 a tonne in the last week. And that's pushing inflation through into the rest of the economy. We're also seeing a 3% rise in the price of oil overnight, and that happened after the war in the Middle East continued to widen, with Iran firing drones at Azerbaijan, and Azerbaijan saying it reserved the right to respond with its own attacks on Iran. We've seen Turkey, Jordan, Lebanon, and of course Israel and the Gulf states all pulled in to this war. Now, another thing that's come up in the last day or so, New Zealand looks set to abandon completely its clean car standards. These are the rules for the fuel efficiencies of imported cars, both used and new. They've already been watered down somewhat, and we are now substantially higher in our average climate emissions per car. But the government is now considering getting rid of those rules completely. That would mean New Zealand and Russia are the only countries in the OECD to not have clean car import standards. And it would essentially mean that all the other countries in the OECD that do have standards would look to dump their dirtiest vehicles on the likes of us. And something else to keep an eye on, this is from the Spin-Off, some good reporting there from Lyric Wairidi-Smith on the toughening up of rules by the MSD on emergency grants applications. And the rejection rate has risen by 66% since 2023, as the thresholds for how much people could claim for food grants and also for emergency housing were cut back substantially. And there's the cartoon of the day, very appropriate, given a speech from Nicola Willis in Parliament on Wednesday saying that the Iran war might have an effect on the government's economic recovery plan. I'm Bernard Hickey for the Kaka. That was 6 things at 6 at Dawn Chorus on Friday, March the 6th. Ka kite anō.